Hello there! In this video, we're going to talk about heavy metal lyrics and why they're always so dark. Recently, it came time for me to start writing lyrics for a new song of ours. And it dawned on me, are metal lyrics always dark? Everything's just so doom and gloom with metal. And obviously there are exceptions to this, but I feel like most of the time, metal is always singing about something dark. And I thought to myself, is this all we ever write about? We also employ dark imagery, we wear dark clothes, our music videos are always gory and evil. I mean, everything about metal is usually depressing and dark. And I feel that not all metal needs to come from a dark place, and nor does it. But I feel like most of the time with our dark analogies and our gloomy imagery, it just comes across as always so depressing. And I feel like a lot of vocalists instinctually go to a dark subject matter when preparing to write lyrics for a song. And why is this? I myself am definitely a culprit of this. A lot of my songs are always evil and dark and depressing, and I thought, why the hell am I doing this? So recently, on a few podcasts and interviews, I vowed to stop writing about negative subjects. There's enough negativity out there in the world, especially at the moment, and I thought, why infect our listeners with these dark messages? So I decided to write a song on my stance on negativity in metal. So I'm going to go through the song I've written about this and help you interpret it. So, at the start of the song, I talk about preparing for war. Now that's a metaphorical war, and that's about negativity in metal. And because I think it's ignorant of us metalheads to consistently force feed our listeners with negative messages, I start the song off by then saying, commence ignorance. And like I said earlier, I'm a culprit of this, so this song is about me as much as it is about other metal vocalists. So this song's more of a statement or a promise to myself to no longer play that pessimistic card and write negative lyrics for my band anymore. And it creates an awful stereotype. A lot of bands only writing about negative things makes you think that they must just have the worst life, and that's not the case for us. The guys in Nucleust are happy, fun-go-lucky people. We don't have dark past that we need to write about. We're all about fun and positivity, so why do we even write about it? And I feel like a lot of vocalists are always from that kind of background. So to fit in, I feel like a lot of these bands are just creating these scenarios that never existed. And that's where the lyric came from, as we're all pretending now. So I feel like a lot of vocalists, because they feel obligated and want to fit in, will write about dark subject matters, fabricating dark scenarios just for something to write about, through lack of creativity, if you ask me. And that's where this line came in, you're just a pretend pessimist, so expressionless, emotionless. And although people need to draw their creativity from somewhere, I feel all this does is subliminally affect the mental state of your listeners. And I totally get that people like to sing about traumatic experiences in their life as like a therapeutic practice. But I don't know if that really helps the listener. Yes, it does make them relate to you, but is it really doing any good? I personally feel that if you're in a dark situation, the best thing you could do is write a song that would help someone in a similar situation get out of that dark place, as opposed to just saying the generic,
I'm sad, let's all be sad with me.
Because these bigger bands are role models to so many people. We wear their clothes, buy their guitars, watch all their YouTube videos, take their words as gospel. So if you're out there faking the sympathy card to your fans, that negative energy is going to rub off on them in a bad way. And that leads to this line, you consider yourself a role model. Now that's a real problem. Because a lot of these bands are most of the time, and I quote in the lyrics, venting with nothing to say. Just spewing out negativity for the sake of it, to fit in because it's the traditional metal thing to do, but I personally feel like it's pathetic. You're sick and sad narratives that don't even exist. So for this song we released a little music video. So in the music video, I've got blue food colouring dripping out of my mouth. In the music video, and for shows leading up to this release, I had blue food colouring in my mouth. It would leave a nice stain and it would all be dripping out and getting all into my beard and looking disgusting. As you can see, it wasn't the best look ever, but there's a reason for it. I also wore tight pink jeans to attempt to protest these points further. All I was hoping to do was lighten the mood a little and maybe make a few people laugh. And obviously, it would have been pretty naive of me to think that anyone was picking up on this. They probably just thought it was a bit of a PR stunt to have some pink jeans and have some food colouring dripping out of my mouth. But it was all for the sake of this message. In Australia, they paint old dead trees blue. This symbolises and sends a message to people suffering from depression and anxiety to go seek help. So with that in mind, in the music video for Pretend Pessimist, the blue food colouring oozing out of my mouth is trying to represent the negativity that metal vocalists consistently spew. and how this can be detrimental to their listeners.
Blue negativity oozes out of them.
And I'm hoping that the music video helped people see that there is a lot of negativity in metal and that they shouldn't buy into it nor let it rub off on them. Because you've got to be careful that it's not subliminally affecting your mental state. I'm definitely going to cop a lot of flack on this because I know a lot of people say that metal is like therapeutic for them. But if you're in a dark place, I feel like metal is probably the worst therapist you could ever have. Here is a behind the scenes look at me shooting the video. I shot this video in my bathroom during the coronavirus lockdown. And I did this with all the lights off and a little headlight. Did a bit of this. And that's it. And yeah, this was a very messy shoot, especially to be doing in your bathroom with white tiles, but it was good fun. So for the album cover, I did the same thing. I had blue food coloring in my mouth, and it's just a close-up photo of my teeth. Here's a few honorable mentions that didn't make the cut. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, let's get back on track with the lyrics. So let's just pick it up from the bridge. In the bridge, there's a lot of background chatter, and that's the kind of chatter that you can sometimes get in the back of your head. And then I start with the singing and I say, "For I am lost in misery," which is saying you can get lost in all that background chatter that we can get in our heads. And then we're breaking out of that mindset with the screaming, and I'm saying, "So you think there's still nothing left in me? This will never get the best of me." And this is me stating to myself that I won't let anyone else's negativity rub off on me anymore. So to my metal friends out there, just try and stay positive and don't let anyone else's negativity rub off on you. So anyway, I think I've had enough of a rant about this, so we're gonna wrap it up. What are your thoughts on all of this? Am I maybe just listening to all the wrong bands? So please, if you know of any metal bands preaching a positive message, post them in the comments below. I'd love to listen to them. So until next time, stay safe, stay metal, peace. And one more thing. Please also like and subscribe, whether you agree with me or not. Let's talk about these controversial things together.